besides what it is being suspected to be, which is now people fighting the progress of one person and their efforts to curb something that has become a challenge and a very big problem with us in the country. 3 minutes now before 10 a.m. Information from the Crime Intelligence assisted police members from Acorn Hook to rearrest Chilwane today. Chilwane is said to have been hiding in Bulang Trust in the RDP houses near Acorn Hook. Police spokesperson Brigadier Selvi Mushala said. Now, Chilwane was due to attend court on Thursday after being initially arrested in connection with murder, which occurred in Machatasdorp in November 2020. And he was also charged with attempted murder, hijacking, and business robbery, which were carried out in Machatasdorp. Members of the police who were on duty indicated that inmates were reportedly being transported from Middleburg Prison to Emakazeni Magistrates Court earlier at about 9:30 a.m. When other inmates were being accompanied to the holding cell by the court orderlies, it is alleged that Chilwane somehow got inside a consultation room next to the holding cell without being noticed. Later, at around 10:15, when the court orderlies went to fetch him to appear in court, they realized he had gone missing. The suspect is expected to appear at the Emakazeni Magistrates Court to face charges of escaping from lawful custody as well as the initial charges against him. Police are still investigating the circumstances surrounding his escape. Because of that, it continues to be a developing story. Johanna Matebula, who's 41 years old, complained that to rent a back room in Olivenhout's Bosch is about 1,500 rand, which she struggles to pay each month. The unemployed mother of 5 is among scores of residents in the area who occupied the land and have been erecting shacks since last Friday. Matebula said she relied on her children's government grant for survival. She lives in a one-room shack with her children. They have cut my grant. It is very difficult. We are just hoping that if we're allowed to stay at this rate, at least we will have a place to call home. Getting her own place to live meant she will not have to worry about paying rent on a monthly basis. Matebula complained that unemployment is rife in the area when the fruit she stocks for vegetables to sell, people don't buy because most people are unemployed. She has inquired at the municipality several times and was told to wait. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, said she hated sharing family photos with British media outlets who readers called her children the N-word in an interview with The Cut published on Monday, the 29th of August. Meghan Markle was featured on the cover of Cut. In her interview, she claimed that when she was an active member of the royal family, she had to send her pictures of her now 3-year-old son Archie to the royal rota. The publication is the press pool that covers Queen Elizabeth II and her line of succession. There's literally a structure. Why would I give the very people that are calling my children the N-word a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that love my child, she said. You tell me how that makes sense and then I'll play that game, said Meghan Markle. Very strong words, and the mother that sounds very concerned about the well-being and mental health of her children. In the Western Cape at Gugulethu, budget cuts and illegal land invasions across Cape Town are worsening bottlenecks in the provision of housing. Mayoral member of Human Settlements in the city of Cape Town, Malusi Boy, explains that they plan to evict illegal occupiers from some areas. Others, like Khayelitsha, have lost more than 15,000 housing opportunities to this. Boy, who handed over 23 houses at the Fezega housing development in Gugulethu on Monday to beneficiaries who were meant to move into their new homes back in May. He says there are areas in which they won't be able to evict anybody. There are areas where we do have evictions purely because some of the areas, for instance, on the Mahama project in Khayelitsha, are supposed to build houses, and beneficiaries who are waiting for, and people who have occupied their sites. Now, over 500 houses have yet to be completed, but the department says more contractors will be brought in to finish the work by December. About 100,000 residents in the city of Tshwane are stealing electricity while the city battles an electricity crisis, much like the metros in Gauteng. Illegal connections, faulty meters, and meter tampering cost the municipality 1.3 billion rand during the 2021-2022 financial year. The city spokesperson, Sipho Stierman, said that had a working strategy to deal with distribution losses, which stood at 19.44%, with non-technical losses making up a 12.44% of that total. He said non-technical losses are tampering, illegal connections, stuck meters, and they are a cost of 1.376 billion, which constitutes 64% of the total distribution losses. On Thursday, the finance MMC, Peter Sutton, announced the amnesty periods for residents who had tampered with the electricity and water meters. Residents and businesses who have connected illegally to Tshwane's grid have until September 30th to come forward or face fines of up to 200,000 rand per household or 10 million rand for businesses. Sutton said the purpose of the amnesty period was to assist residents and business owners who are guilty of illegally benefiting from these or benefiting from these services without paying. This includes those stealing electricity and water, paying bribes to remove outstanding amounts on accounts, and paying bribes to illegally open a new municipal account without following the official processes. The NPA's investigative directorate says the next round of arrests may shock the nation, and it's not ruling out the possibility of politicians being taken in. For now, it says that it's focused on securing convictions. Former CEO Brian Molefe, CFO Anoj Singh, and two others were released on 50,000 rand bail following their arrest on Monday morning. It's confident more arrests are imminent in the multi-million rand locomotives tender. Now, the NPA spokesperson Cindy Siwe said the next group of people we might bring might actually shock everyone and be everyone of being underwhelming. We are not necessarily pleased by this arrest. We are back at work. For us, it's about the next and the next one. And for us, it's going to be over when we get what we require, which is a conviction. Very strong words, and the actions have been coming through just the same. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the world of corruption as bigwigs are now being brought to book as we speak. Finally, and further afield, in our beautiful but sometimes troubled continent of Africa, Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga has reiterated that he will respect the Supreme Court ruling. Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua on August the 22nd filed a petition to the country's top court challenging the outcome of the August 9th election. In a recent press conference, Odinga reaffirmed his confidence in the Supreme Court ruling, despite saying that he won the just concluded presidential election. Odinga said he had proof that he had won the election, which it requires a candidate to receive 50% of the vote plus one. He wants a recount. The 77-year-old politician lost his fifth bid for presidency by a narrow margin of around 230,000 votes. That's less than 2 percentage points. According to a copy of the 72-page petition seen by the Associated Press, Odinga's team alleged that the IEBC chairman, Wafula Chekubati, failed to tally around 140,000 votes. As a result, Ruto did not meet the constitutional threshold of 50 plus 1 of the valid votes cast, a requirement for him to be declared the winner. Judges now have less than a week to issue a ruling. If they order an annulment, a new vote must be held within 60 days. That brings us to the end of our moment in current affairs. Welcome and good morning if you've just joined. We are in the second hour of Moment of Truth, coming live from 16 Smart Road. This is our brand new premises and where we are all now under one roof. That is Keith Ngesi Radio, Keith Ngesi Digital Television, as well as when we are all together, Keith Ngesi Media. Welcome, good morning, and thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere between 9 and 12, but this is where you've chosen to be. For that, we are eternally grateful.